You are listening to the Natecast, August 20th, 2026. Jeez, this is some horrifying music. This is Tony's choice. This is what's in his heart. Listen to this. A cacophony of evil. Oof, I don't know. Listen to that. Not exactly a pick-me-up, Tony. You...
It isn't, but I'm trying to just raise the level of musical conversation.
Of chaos on this podcast? So how have you been?
I have been delightful.
Any holes in one, like 4?
I did get a party, Tuesday, today's Thursday. I did get one Tuesday that was about no holes in one. I've only had one thus far. You know, everybody asks you about these, but statistically,
They don't happen.
it's not great. But they just sort of assume, you must have that,
I just want to play golf to go out there and yell 4.
right? Well, if you could hit straight, you wouldn't have to do that.
Oh, that's when it's going the wrong way.
Yeah, that's the wrong way.
All right, enough golf. Enough golf, Tony. Okay.
It's either 4 left or 4 right.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean,
Or 4 right.
I hit it to the left, like bad, or you hit it to the right. If you just said 4, you'd have everyone turning around thinking they're going to get hit. So it's
Enough of your nonsense with this golf. You're always dressed like you just got off the course.
I know.
You're like Chevy Chase in a Caddyshack.
Yeah. Kids always say that I look like I just fell off the golf cart.
Do any of your kids golf?
No.
All right.
One kid could be good, but just doesn't have an interest. Nate, you have kids.
Yes.
And,
Come on.
it's like
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
if you needed to be reminded.
Keep going. And you want them to make them golf?
No, I'm just saying you can just lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And they're all, I don't know, they're all programmed differently. They all have different.
You just gotta let them figure it out and help them along the way. Yeah, 100%. All right, listen. Let's get to the nitty gritty here. So let's talk first of all. You wanted to talk about this. Chris Collins.
Right.
Chris Collins lost.
Yes.
Chris Collins, for those who don't know, it's ancient history at this point. Chris Collins was our county executive, and he was our congressman, and he was...
The congressman, he was the first one to get behind DJP for his first presidential.
And I was a very happy town supervisor, thinking my life in politics was over, ready to move on to the next chapter of my life as an executive of some sort or something else. And then someone whispered to me, "Why don't you run against Chris Collins?" And I thought, well, that might be fun. And I put my hat in the race. Got through the primary process. Everybody dropped out. I was the last man standing. And I ran against him, and we almost won. And it was miserable because I never saw the guy. Now I see these videos of this guy, Aaron Geis, who's running, which I hope he wins, against Nick Langworthy. And I feel like I'm reliving history because he's chasing Langworthy around like, debate me. None of these guys debate. They just hide. People have this perception that it's like running for class president and you get up in front of a room and you persuade people. That's not how it works. In the red seats, they hide. In the blue seats, they hide. And it's like rigged. Literally rigged. Go ahead.
So listen, you're an attorney.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you've heard this phrase, and I don't know if other people have, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
When you got the facts, you're running the facts.
Okay.
When you got the law, you're running the law.
Yeah, I've heard this.
When you don't have the facts or you don't have the law, you just run. Okay?
He ran.
Right. So what I'm saying is, for the Republicans, they're finding it very difficult to defend the indefensible, right? So what they
But this, yeah.
So what they come up with is they say, look, we're not going to do these town halls because they're
Or debates or anything.
right. We're not going to do any of that because these darn Democrats, who
Are shipping in activists, which is bullcrap.
exactly
They said it 10 years ago when I was running. I mean, literally, it's a big joke. They literally, I I mean, and the thing I want to say to the Republicans listening to this, you can't be happy with the process in rural New York either, because I don't think most of you picked Chris Collins. You picked him because they had a secret meeting at the casino there in Batavia, and they kicked out the guys you did like. There's other candidates they did like every single time, and then they said that this rich guy, once upon a time, I believe he was the richest guy in Congress. They say, this rich guy is our guy, and then you're stuck with him. And then he promised that he was going to serve his term and that he was innocent, and as soon as he got elected, he makes a plea deal, goes to jail for like 2 seconds, Trump pardons him. And like, don't you guys feel used by this? This kind of stuff has been going on for so long. And then you get Chris Jacobs. Again, nobody wanted him. I run against him. Super rich. Makes Chris Collins look poor. That guy, again, he quits. He quits because he actually says something he believes and he can't take the heat. So, like, it's I don't know. If you're a Republican in rural New York, how many times you got to get punched in the face before you vote a different way?
Do you remember? I know you don't remember. I'd be shocked if you remember. But President Truman, he had a couple of very famous phrases. You know, the one everyone knows about is the buck stops here, right? Mm-hmm. And he wasn't talking about deer hunting. Mm-hmm. The other one is, if you can't stand the heat in the kitchen, get out. All right? And so these people are unwilling to face the heat.
They just want a cushy job. And the thing about Chris Collins, there was the insider trading. That was problematic. But they all do it. Sorry to say that. They all do it in some way, and some of it's sanctioned. The problem is he was tipping off his family. But the real problem with Chris Jacobs that people don't talk about is that he was using his position to push for the certification and approval of a drug and treatment that he knew didn't work. And it was some quack science that he wanted approval of. This is what, which Louis Slaughter hated him for. And when the FDA, when his efforts to get this thing approved, which would have been like, it wouldn't have helped people. It would have just stolen money from people. When he finally failed, because back there we had some legitimacy, there was an RFK Jr. in the office, he told his family, sell the stock. So the problem is bigger than insider trading. Chris Jacobs was a quack. He was a scam artist. Chris Collins. So Chris Collins gets approved. He gets approved. He gets pardoned, and he moves to Florida. And for a while he's posting pictures of his cars and giving like business advice online with a YouTube channel, kind of like you, Tony.
I don't do that.
Oh, I thought you did.
All I've got is a Tesla. I don't need $50,000.
All right. Go ahead.
The three Chris's, right?
Yeah.
The three Chris's.
Well, I want to say he goes down there, he gets bored for a while, and runs for office and gets his butt kicked. Thank God. Thank God. Go ahead.
All right, let's talk about the three Chris's. These are three gentlemen whose first name is Chris, who have run for this for congressional seat.
The seat that no longer exists.
We had first was Chris Lee,
Mm-hmm.
scion of a wealthy family. Next, we had Chris Jacobs,
Super rich, the richest of all.
right, of a wealthy family. And then we have Chris Collins, who is a wealthy individual on his own efforts by being a business
And
guy.
2 of the 3 I ran against, and I'm not exactly a wealthy scion. My mother, listen, single mom, 7 kids. And listen, do you remember the class-based attacks by the Buffalo News against me? It was like he's smart. Oh, they would say things like, he's obviously smart and resolute, but do we really want this kind of guy in office? It was so class-based. And everywhere I'd go, it'd be like, I remember when I had that debate against Chris Jacobs, I yelled at him. I lost my temper. That's kind of who I am. Well, that's what you say. But when I went to the Union Hall the next day, everyone was like, that was freaking awesome. Nobody ever talked to him like that. But the county chairs were like, we really don't like that type of behavior. I mean, like, the guy was up there telling us that a 75-year-old man who got knocked down at a protest was secretly involved in some conspiracy and just making crazy stuff up. But the form, you don't talk to that rich boy like that. He's a prince of Buffalo. You don't yell at him. You don't give him go ahead.
So let me say, the primary qualification
Uh-huh.
Republican Party for the congressional seat is their ability to self-finance campaigns or the ability via their connections to shake the trees to generate a lot of money. But we're not necessarily getting anyone who would be considered to be an activist. Now, an activist, to my way of thinking, is someone who is not beholden to, big interests, to corporate interests.
It's a word that it carries a lot of baggage, activist. But I think if you're an organizer who's good at organizing people and creating organizations, great. What are you getting at here? You want more activists? What are you talking?
What I'm getting at is that our political system is controlled almost exclusively by money. We also look at King Kennedy, whose singular talent.
Well, he's unique. He's unique because I think he's from a working class background. But God, he'll take $1 from Stalin. He'll take money from anybody.
By the way, he's dead.
Well, yeah, that's even worse. Imagine the hand coming out of the grave. Like he'll take money from anybody.
It'd be bad. So listen, I guess my point is that money is an incredibly corrupting influence in our politics, and nobody gives you anything without expecting something in return, and that's the problem here.
Tony, I never took $1 of corporate PAC money. I was super clean. I'm going to tell you what I really feel. It doesn't pay off. Nobody cares. They care if you can raise money because that's what the money feeds the machine. And like a guy like Chris Jacobs, but I didn't meet one Republican. I never met a single Republican who liked Chris Jacobs. But I did find they voted for him because everyone votes party line. But I found a lot of Democrats, rich Democrats in Erie County who respected the money. They respected his status. And they were let's go back to the debate. I can't tell you the difference in class. When I talk to working class people, they were very much like, oh my God, it felt good to see someone yell at that guy for once. He gets treated with kid gloves. But when I was talking to the elite establishment types of Western New York, they were so angry at me. They were like, oh, we believe in decorum in the Democratic Party. I don't. I mean, I believe in fighting hard and fighting back. Look at Tony over there.
I think that's popular in today's.
It wasn't popular then, I guess.
Well, listen, one thing I like to segue to is Florida, just for a moment. Now,
You love Florida. You do, don't you?
no, I don't.
I hate Florida.
I don't like it.
Good.
I like California. I think that's just one of the most.
California is different. California, the coastal California is gorgeous. Florida is a swamp. Keep going.
Oh, I got it. But I do not want to offend anyone who loves it there.
I do. It sucks.
It's a short flight compared to California. Let me say this.
Yeah.
They had a senatorial primary
Yeah.
this week. And you remember President Trump's first impeachment trial was brought on
Vindman.
Lieutenant Colonel, called Alexander Vindman. Now, he was on a phone call because he was working for the National Security Council. And this is what Trump referred to as the perfect phone call to Zelensky. And Zelensky was saying, please, I need some weapons, which Congress had approved to send to Ukraine. And Trump said, listen, I need you to do something for me first. I need you to be investigating the Biden family.
Yeah. So he basically was trying to pressure Ukraine to attack his political opponent, and Vindman was the whistleblower. Vindman lost to an activist. And so, what's your theory about this? I'll give you my theory.
All right, so I give you my theory. First off, I used to pull up my previous
Go ahead.
is the importance of money because it didn't outraise the
Well, times are changing. 16
to 1.
Yep.
16 to 1.
Times are changing.
Obviously, big money didn't do something. I think that he was stuck on the national stage. He was a career military officer. She didn't have the assets, but she did have time, and she went on to visit all over the state and her district to find out
No,
what
I don't think that. Listen, if you win an election, everyone's like you're a genius. When you lose, everyone's like you suck. And it's usually there's usually trends that are bigger than any single candidate. But Vindman was boring as heck. He's so boring. Every time he's on TV, I'm like, and I'm glad you're a whistleblower, but what? Yes, sir. And here's the thing is, nobody respects titles anymore, or uniforms. I mean, they respect. Hey, if some kid served in the military, they're like, hey, I'm proud of you. But like, you have to have more than just say I'm a general, or I'm a lieutenant colonel or whatever. Who cares? And yes, Mr. Vindman, and this lady's out there doing the real grassroots, fighting against, first of all, focusing on local issues and giving people answers. And this is why people hate the Democratic establishment. They don't hate Chuck Schumer because he's old. They don't hate Vindman because he's boring. They hate them because they don't have any solutions. It's all virtue signaling. I'm a good person. I went against Trump. I'm a good person. I don't know. I was in the army. But Tony, you know the age-old question in politics and business. What's in it for me? What's in it for me?
Now listen, this summer, I think I may have sent you.
So,
I was,
yeah.
I was in California, and I just happened to be having dinner, and it was outside, and I just happened to bump into a guy, right? And he was the former senator from Montana, John Tester.
Yep.
And so I went up to him, and I said, Senator, and they love that when you say senator. I said, Senator, what is it with the Democrats? What do they have to do in order to get traction with the American public? You know what he told me?
What?
He said they actually have to do something.
That's right. So
You have to have answers.
I saw Hakeem Jeffries on the TV the other day saying he's not for healthcare for all. I'm like, well, your career is almost over, dude. Get out. Because everybody in America, including Republicans, how many times have I said this to you over the years? When I was running 10 years ago, I would go to I went to gun clubs. I went to all of it. And I never modified my message. I said, I'm for healthcare for all. And people would cheer. And I would say this to the Democratic establishment. They're like, it's because they're bought and sold. It's because they take money from the insurance companies, and up until now that has secured their seats, and it might be changing because people might be saying, I don't believe these commercials. I don't believe this crap. You can't buy a campaign. I'm hoping it's changing. We'll see. But
I'll tell you what. I think the way you phrase things or message is really important because I think some phrasing, some messaging has been taken hostage, and it implies a certain orientation which isn't necessarily accurate. So, for instance, you say healthcare for all.
yeah.
My take,
Medicare for all. Yeah.
or Medicare for all. I don't even like that either. What I like is I believe healthcare is a basic human right.
That's fine too. But
Means everyone's entitled.
whatever you want to call it.
But when you put a program on it, they're going to say, well, then you are a socialist.
Guess what? The Democrats got to get a little bit of this in their backbone. I am whatever you say I am. Call me what you want. Listen, this is the way I've always been. And you can say, well, you lost elections, but I had miraculous results where Republicans by tens of thousands voted for me in a place where it never happens. Because I believe the American people, more than anything else, believe in sincerity. And listen, I believe in everyone getting health care. Kill me.
I got it.
Call me whatever you want. Whatever label you want to put on me, call me it. Go ahead.
When you get in front of your masses of people, because you are beloved by the masses. I would just add, because I'm not running, but because I don't have the same hair as you. But what I would say is just ask them to raise their hand. Say,
It's falling out. Go ahead.
do you think it's on the way out? I would just say, look, raise your hand. Tell me how many of you feel that our healthcare system is fair. Then, how many of you feel that our healthcare system is broken?
I'm telling you, this is not even a fight anymore. It was a little bit of a fight. I'd have to do that kind of stuff in the old days. Now people are yelling at me, fix healthcare. And
Ignored by the uniparty.
because they're bought and sold, and that's it. They're
Why is no one complaining that now the president wants to spend
because this is where the Democrats fail. It's not on the social issues. It's not. It's on the preachiness and on they don't culturally fit. A lot of people think that they've been labeled as weird and fringe. And that's because, I've been saying this forever too, it's because they focus on these fringe issues, like gender or sexuality issues, and instead of focusing on the meat and potatoes, which is, I can't pay for healthcare, I can't pay for my house. Now, so you have neither party focusing on the economic issues, and up until this point, the Democrats are like, the Republicans are like, look at them. They're the weirdos. And it's an easy sell. But I think, let me say this to you. I think it's failing because now they've had their fill of, hey, hate the gay kid, hate the immigrant, and the economy hasn't gotten better. Because up until now, the Republicans were saying, oh, the key here is we gotta vilify these people, and then everything's gonna be good for us good people. But it hasn't worked. So I'm seeing a shift. Go ahead.
So I was listening to the North Carolina Republican primary for Senate,
Yeah.
which has Lindsey Graham's sister.
Yeah.
Okay? And, and this is what I would say for the Democratic response. She ends up saying that, I believe that boys shouldn't be playing in girls' sports or something of that nature. X, Y, Z with the basketball. So she goes on to that. And if I were the Democratic, candidate, or if I were another Republican candidate, I would have said, look, you can talk about that all you want, but let me just tell you a story about police and getting pulled over. I remember once I was in a car and somebody got pulled over for speeding. Cop comes up to the window and he says, can I have your license registration? He says, what's wrong? He said, you were speeding. And he says, officer, look, why aren't you out chasing criminals instead of trying to pull me over for a ticket?
Yeah.
You know what the cop said?
What?
The cop said, well, actually, we actually do have people who chase criminals, but my job is to chase people like you. So the point I'm making is,
It's a good, yeah.
about the gender issues and everything else, but I want to talk about
Okay, this is yeah. I would have said this. How about this? How about just say the common sense thing? Yeah, what's her name?
Nancy.
Yeah, Nancy Graham. Yes. First of all, her answer on China was laughable. I mean, she's not qualified. But I would say, Nancy, I agree. Boys should not be playing against girls. But we live in South Carolina, and any such thing is banned. So why are you focused on this? And here's two parts of that. Number one, she's lying about something that's not really a problem. And number two, I hate to say this, 99.99% of us realize that boys that are born boys and are genetically a boy should not be competing against girls. And that's blasphemy in the Democratic Party. Now, it doesn't mean there aren't exceptions here or there, but we all kind of instinctually know that. I'm sorry to say that. Go ahead.
Well, here's one of the.
So why fight the point?
All right, this is South Carolina. She then insulted the electorate because she said, "Really, I don't know much about, history. I don't know much about
Yeah,
anything, but
yeah.
I do know my brother was in the military.
Yeah, it was stupid.
I support the military.
Yeah, it's silly.
How about this? You support this? The defense secretary Hexet just shut down our experimental drone division
Yeah.
because he replaced a progressive general with somebody he wanted in.
Yeah.
Who says that your revised BMI has to be a height and waist thing has to be under 0.55. That's the ratio. So again, falling back to an old 1950s, 1960s ethos rather than embracing the technology.
But I agree with everything you said there. I mean, what she could say is, Nancy, I agree with you on some of these points, but do you think that trans people have human rights and should be treated equally under the law? Because that's the other thing. Did you hear the story about that CIA operative or agent that was advising Mike Pence?
I did. It was a wonderful story.
Oh my! So Mike Pence is in the Oval Office with her, like the last day they're serving together, and he calls in the family. And Mike Pence is treated this woman with respect throughout their time together.
She's a transgender.
Yeah, and he looks at her and says to her mother, who had a hard time with her becoming transgender, and says, "Hey, listen, you should be so proud of your daughter." And that's the thing that bothers me. Behind closed doors, these people are not making a big deal out of this stuff. They're just doing it to manipulate the public because they're just mean-spirited and weird. Okay, I want to move on. Let's go to this drone, or not drone, this
Did you say drone or Jerome?
no, drone issue, or not drone, data center issue. Here we go.
I came to the data center capital of the world, 30 minutes outside of Washington, D.C.
Loudoun County.
Buildings and hundreds like it in Loudoun County have contributed to the local economy. Loudoun County residents have a 20-year history with data centers. And now, with the advent of AI, all of that has become supercharged, and there's even more demand for data centers. This intersection with
So basically, she's going to say this place is covered in data centers. They built them for the internet revolution, and now they're building new ones, and they're getting closer and closer to people's homes. And people are like, "What are we doing?" I mean, it looks like we live in a Terminator 2 or some sort of evil sci-fi movie. And everywhere they're building these things, people are outraged. They're outraged. But meanwhile, here in Niagara County, we have our State Senator Ort, and the assemblymen, and the county legislature, and the Niagara County Chamber of Commerce. All these people are like, we need to put data centers everywhere. Can you explain it to me, Tony?
Yes, I can.
Go ahead.
I'll explain it to you.
Yeah.
With one simple phrase,
What's that?
follow the money. Here's what happens. Loudoun County has the greatest concentration of data centers in the United States. The reason for that is when they were laying fiber at the turn of the century, they had a ton of it in that location. Now, the quid pro quo, excuse me, for that community has been, if you allow us to build these data centers here, we are going to put in beautiful libraries, schools, community centers. We are also going to give your politicians the rare opportunity to consistently reduce your property taxes. So the trade-off here is that you let us run these things with the noise and whatever else it is, but we are going to lower your cost of living there. And so these people have made the trade-off. However, there is one big caveat, and that is if these data centers are unable to monetize, or I should say to make a return on investment for the massive amounts of money that have been dumped into them, it's going to be a problem because they're not going to be able to pay the taxes that they are now, and people's taxes could actually go up. So it's a big bet they've made in that community.
And every community is playing this bet. And in a community like ours that's dealing with the environmental toxins and the damages from a previous generation's gold rush on new technology, I don't want our grandkids to be out there, fighting with local politicians to visit them because some data center is rotting in their backyard. Put these things where they should be, which is away from human beings, away from the river, and make them pay. Don't give them tax breaks and all these scam deals. If it's really a viable business model, make it a viable business model. Don't make us pay for it. The whole thing is madness. Tony, it's madness. And I've talked to, I've been told by certain unions, we're not going to endorse you because you're anti-data center. So that's why politicians like Rob Orton and these other ones do it, because they're pandering to powerful, moneyed interests. Either.
What's been endemic in Western New York, at least since I've been around, which was the time of Lincoln, is that that we're looking for short-term answers,
Silver bullets.
short-term problems.
Silver bullets all the time.
And they're going to come in, they're just going to throw some money at us, and then we're stuck with it. I mean, I have to say, really, we've been taken advantage of because of our natural resources.
Yep. And also, people, the thing we don't realize here is one of the big resources we have is salt. And what
That's a big deal.
and one of the reasons we have, you ever see that Star Trek episode where salt's very rare in the universe. So these aliens are trying to get salt from us because they need it. You ever see that episode? It's spooky as
They want to be hypertensive, I heard.
no. That's my problem. So anyway, we're talking about the salt. There's pipes that take salt to those chemical factories in Yeah.
But what we have that other places don't have is
Water, power, and salt.
bills, but we've got cheap hydropower.
Yeah, you never know it based on my monthly bill, but yes.
And the state velocity. I tell you, one of the big reasons I would love for you to get elected to the Assembly, New York Assembly District 145, is because perhaps you would then be able to look at the ungovernable power authority that we've got.
Oh, that's one of my biggest things. We need to get some of that money back.
But not just get the money back, which is fine. I would really love to have an audit.
Yes.
Who is getting discounted power?
Yes.
And what are they doing?
And what are you doing with the surplus power? How come you're not giving it to the people? All right, next video. We're going to play a quick video here of all these people, all these Republicans being asked, do you care about the fact that the Trump family is making so much money? Here we go.
If you have any concerns about the president's sons profiting off of defense contracts,
Using complex maneuvers to pocket millions of dollars from our
She's talking about Biden. She's talking about Hunter.
do you have any concerns about it?
Okay.
You were concerned
Wait a
about
second.
Hunter Biden and Burisma.
This is a tale as old as time. Politician takes action, makes money for his family, and then he tries to conceal it.
Jim Jordan talking about Biden.
Venture that got UAE funding. Is there any profiting off of the presidency there? What about the Kazakhstan mining venture? Is that something you're familiar with?
So I could go on and on. All these Republicans refusing to comment on the fact that the Trump family is not making millions, not making tens of millions, not even making hundreds of millions, making billions of dollars of foreign contracts related to their father's connections, and that Jared Kushner is not an employee of the United States government, not an elected official, is out there negotiating on behalf of the United States while he's negotiating private business deals. It is beyond broken state. We are in, Banana Republic, third world stuff, okay? And that doesn't justify anything Hunter Biden did. Put Hunter Biden, I've said it 100 times. If he did something wrong, put him in jail. They've tried and they haven't done it yet. But this is disgusting, Tony. Disgusting. Go ahead.
We've never seen anything like this. And, I really am not a big user of the term unprecedented, but this really is. Our government is for sale, and we've let a crook into office. At least Dick Nixon said, I think the American public is entitled to know whether their president is a crook or not. And I'm not a crook.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Everybody knows this guy is a crook. When you look at
Everybody
crypto,
knows it.
and you look at the crypto legislation that they're pushing, you look at the backing off of the SEC, you look at these business deals that they're not even they're not even opaque. They're just out in the open. And what the Republicans say is it's all okay.
It's a joke.
Because it's out in
It's a joke. There's no values anymore. It's all my team versus your team, which was the reason why in the beginning of this we talked about Chris Collins. That's why I lost to Chris Collins. I'm still here fighting for my community. You think I really would have been worse than a guy that quit? I mean, come on. About two guys that quit and one guy that went to jail. It's all team sports, and that's why it's so dysfunctional. That's why George Washington said that the political parties are the biggest threat to our democracy, or something to that effect.
in addition to a scoundrel, like we have now.
Yeah.
And many of them, Madison, Hamilton, they all were very concerned with a guy that we have right now. But I will tell you, there is a quote from the Bible, which people oftentimes misinterpret. And they say, money is the root of all evil. And that is not true.
What?
It is the love of money.
Yes.
Is the root of all evil. And honest to God, it's like if you don't have money, life can be very tough.
By the way, speaking of, I want to get this in the podcast before we finish. You were impressed by Lexi Hawk and Jocelyn, the Love Canal family, and then the family dealing with the radiation, right? Kind of impressive people, right?
I couldn't, honest to God, I couldn't believe it because I don't watch on YouTube. I listen to it on the Apple Podcast. That's the Nacast. And I was listening to this woman, and Jesus, she sounded intelligent. I was frightened that she's living in a toxic neighborhood.
So,
And
both these
it's
both
impressive.
all these moms actually, but Lexi's special and Jocelyn is, and I think they should run for office. I mean, listen, that's you can organize. You have this type of mind that can grasp all this information so fast. You can put pressure on government officials. I'd much rather have some of these guys in office than what we have. And I'm not talking, I don't care what party. Run for office, stick to your values, and fight. I would love to have them run. Go ahead.
Tell me if I missed this. Did you say she was a hairdresser?
Yeah.
Hairstylist.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's on the same level as a hairstylist?
What? What are you going to say?
Bartender.
Because it works with people and it knows it's simple. Yeah.
AOC.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but it's a real person that has to deal with real people every day and talk about their issues and actually make a budget and stick to a budget. Yeah, I think we found a lot of real talent here in Niagara County. Next one here.
He is talking about a Hiroshima or Nagasaki.
Talking about Trump who wants a
What are your thoughts about the president?
Hiroshima or Nagasaki type event in Iran as a way to get out of this. He is talking in the Oval Office about using nuclear weapons. I wish it was a joke. It would make America a rogue state. It would make us worse than China, worse than Russia, if we used a nuclear weapon against civilians like Hiroshima or Nagasaki. Go ahead.
He was never much of a parent to his kids, but one of the things that parents learn in parent school is never make a threat that you're not willing to carry out, right? And in the military or in the police force, they'll tell you, never pull out a weapon unless you're prepared to use it. And when you are the leader of the free world and you have access to, I don't know, $3,000-$4,000 atomic bombs, I don't think you go tossing that around lightly. I think there was a lot of concern when Putin was sort of, walking around the edges of that in Ukraine and saying that he may end up doing something like that. And I think that's one of the.
Do you think Trump would do it?
All I know is in his first term, he said, "What's the point of having nuclear weapons if we never use them?"
I think he would do it. I think he would do it, and I'm afraid he will do it, and that will start the end of the world. And we have other people will do it. It will open the door. It'll unleash hell, because then there will be no more moratorium. People say America did it. We can do it, and everybody has nukes. There was a cult in Japan a few years ago that almost made a nuke. It's not that hard. The technology is relatively easy. And that's the problem with trying to stop this with war. You have to stop it with deals and cooperation and mutual respect. And if he uses a nuclear bomb, and if these people, if J.D. Vance, if Hegseth, if these people allow him to do that, he's beyond a war criminal. He's one of the most evil people who ever lived. And he will be dragged in to The Hague, and his supporters will be. I hope J.D. Vance, you're listening to this. You might be hung for this or hanged for this. You should be. If you use a nuclear bomb against civilian populations in Iran for a war that we started and we're losing, there should be no mercy on the justice for you.
Don't forget the crazy threats he's made already. Bottom line is,
I hope it's all talk. I hope it is.
here's the real. This is sort of the defining thing. You've seen him talking about his big helipad that he has to put on the White House lawn because they're going to have bigger helicopters. And he's talking about his flagpole. That is not just a straight pole, but it's graduated up. He's talked about, I got rid of the asphalt. See, because that's a big problem. A lot of people were really concerned about the asphalt at the White House, and you had to end up putting in some sort of granite that's going to last for many years. Well, he's concerned about his legacy, and what he's doing is he's trying to make physical improvements, his crazy ballroom, the reflective
And he thinks the way he'll be remembered, if dropping a bomb on an Islamic State,
or he's going to be remembered for a failed war, yet another
he is going.
war in the Middle East.
He was already. I know people don't hear this, but he was already considered the worst president in U.S. history by most historians. And I get that a lot of people voted for him anyway because they're like so pissed at the system and they're so desperate. But we're in. If he really is hinting at this, I hope there's some good people around him saying, "Listen, you think you're going to hell now? There's going to be a special place." Do you know what a nuclear bomb does to civilians? What it would do to the world? I mean, this is like true madness. Like, this is beyond Nero. He'll go down in his history, and this is what he wants. Maybe he'll go down as if he did this. And I literally pray that he does not. He will go down in history as one of the most dangerous and awful people ever, if there's a history. Because I've read a lot about nuclear weapons and how it works. This might trigger a panic where we start some sort of global nuclear conflict. And if that happens, we're all gone. No one gets out of that alive because there will be nuclear winter. There will be electromagnetic pulse that will turn on our machines. There will be billions dead on day one. And nobody gets out of it alive. Do you know what nuclear winter is, Tony?
I do, and it's worse than our winter. I can tell you that. Let me say one thing. Let me say one thing about Scott Bessent, who's the Treasury Secretary.
Jackass, Scott Bessent, yeah.
Well, what he's trying to do this week is sort of like what we call quantitative easing and drag. In other words, he tried to create additional demand for our 30-year bonds, 20-year, 30-year bonds.
He's trying to prop it up.
Called the long end of the curve.
Yeah.
In order to drop longer-term interest rates. Now, he did that because the market is signaling they have concerns about the amount of debt that the government is taking on. They have concerns about the amount of debt that the hyperscalers
We should talk about this. Yeah, debt. Yeah.
are utilizing. And so he did that thinking that's going to fix something. Well, it's a one-off. It's not a policy change. It's more of this myopic Trump stuff without any kind of thought.
Because they have no plan, because we're 40 trillion. There's something like 30% of debt ever for the United States was caused by Trump over his 2 terms. It's a joke. He is the worst economic president we've ever had. He is pushing. And what does debt mean? It means higher interest rates for all of you. It means we're less capable of funding our military. It means that we will eventually fall behind China and be a second-rate nation if we don't fix it. Now, I've said in the past, well, we have debt, but like this type of debt that we have now, where the debt is more than the interest on the debt is more than our national defense budget. We can't maintain a civilization like that. We will collapse as a country. That eventually it has to be paid, and I think that Trump cutting taxes for the wealthiest Americans while he can just continue to spend like this, and you know what's going to happen day one. As soon as he loses or he's gone, they're going to be like, all of a sudden it's going to be, oh, we can't pay for health care. Oh, we can't pay for that. Oh my God, the Democrats are always spending money. Well, we know this is all Trump's debt.
Well, what's going to happen, and this has been true for Ronald Reagan, it's been true for George W. Bush, and this is true for Donald Trump. What these guys do is they really put a dent in our nation's fiscal capital structure. They take on a tremendous amount of debt. It's always trickle down. What Bessent's going to tell you is, well, we cut these taxes, and what that's going to do is it's going to bring in a lot more revenue. And he's saying now, and this guy just goes out, he has no credibility. He comes out and he says, well, I think the deficit has crested. He also said, if you look at him from the beginning of the administration, the turnaround in the economy is 3 months off. It's 6 months off.
Yeah, he's lying every day. I know.
So what's going to happen is when the Democrats, if a Democrat gets elected, all of a sudden the deficit is going to be an urgent matter. Because it sure isn't right now. And they're going to say, Democrats, you have to address this thing. And they're going to be trotting out people all over the place saying, well, what are you going to do? I think our part as a Republican is going to be to cut health programs, cut the social safety net. And they're going to say, well, how are you going to pay for this?
because it's all what's in it for me. Just as the reason why the Republicans in Niagara County, it's over and over. There's no courage because they're worried about protecting their own sinecure. If you stand out, look what's happened to me over the years. When you stand out and you fight your own team or you fight the system too much, you get kicked out. And there's no incentive for creativity or courage or independence. There's no profiles of courage anymore. The system is broken, and it's happened before. This is ancient Rome. Ancient Rome didn't collapse because of any other reason besides the fact that it was corrupt. It was in.
If you're running as a Democrat, I would say the following. Did you know with the Big Beautiful Bill, they knocked millions of people off of Medicare?
You say it every day. People say it every day. We have to figure out a.
So listen,
Yeah.
unless the Social Security system is adjusted, is fixed, by 2032, you're going to be getting approximately a 22 to 24% cut.
I'm telling you, they're already lost. So Tony, it's got to be so practical. People are going to vote based on crap. I can't fill in my tank. It's really that you're talking about 2025. That's the problem. It's so urgent for so many people. It is. We got to be like right down now today. You can't pay your rent, and we have to talk to people about those practical right now issues. Listen, Tony, I got to go. I got to go. Talk to you soon.